Hey, face YouTube. So I'm making this little short video because I found a hack on installing these LED wheel rings. With the videos I've been watching, people, I've been seeing that they're mounting the LED ring with the caliper off, with the rotor off and the caliper on, and when it's time to put the rotor on, they are like loosening up the caliper and sliding the rotor in there, which is a hassle, and because there's no room right here. There's just no room, if you want to get it in the center, dead center, there's no room. So what I figured out is, I took out the rotor just because the pad is so close to the rotor, that back dust cover, and I use rivets, because of the clearance, barely any clearance, so I used rivets. So what I figured out is I took the rotor out, I riveted the LED, lined it up, riveted with the caliper on, okay? And the way I put the rotor back on, so as you can see, these brackets, the screws go in the front. You could turn them around, make the screw look in the back too, but I just decided to in the front. It doesn't look bad. That's just how I decided. You could do it the other way too, but I just decided to do it that way. So what I did is, after I put the LED ring in and lined it up where I want it to be, riveted and everything, to put the rotor back on. So what I did, I took these screws out. Has a nut in the back. There's a nut right there in the back, if you see. So I loosened up all three screws, 1, 2, and 3. I took the ring out, loosened up the caliper, put the rotor back on, put the caliper back on, and then all I did was slide the ring. As you can see, I marked them where I wanted it. I slided the ring back on and put the screws. There's no need to put the rotor back on with the ring on. You don't have to do that. You could just loosen up the screws. I know some of these LED rings have the screws on the inside, have self-tapping screws on the inside right here. You could probably still get away with doing that too. Just take that screw out, all three, or however many brackets you have. Take the LED ring out, put your rotor back on, loosen up the caliper, put your rotor back on, and then put them back on and screw them on. Just make sure you mark them. That way, because you want to put these LED rings, like how I got them, I want that arrow going clockwise on this side and clockwise on the passenger side. So that's how they're supposed to go, just like that. Now, these wires are facing, even though these lights are chasing back and forth, it doesn't matter. But when you first turn them on in the beginning, they're going to chase clockwise. So yeah, this is just a short video I was making about how to put the rotor back on after lighting up the LED ring. Alright, so that's it, my friends. Thank you.